Okay, Paul, I've been thinking about the images that you sent over to us where you've employed someone to come in and to take some photographs for you of the school. And obviously on our current website we don't have any embedded images. All the images go into the projects and activities area. But you were talking about, is it possible to get extra photos in? Well, in this gap here at the top of the screen we have the panoramic images, and it's come to my mind that we've recently created for a primary school who have a very old building that instead of having these images, they had in the middle of their school panoramic area a whole set of images like this. Now obviously for your school these panoramic images are quite important, so what I'd like to show you is that I can move this down to the bottom of the page. If we look at Selby Abbey Primary School, they have a more expensive website than yours, and I'm not suggesting that we go to this style, but at the very bottom of their page, or near the bottom of their page, they have their panoramics at this level. So what I'm thinking that we could possibly do is to move your panoramics down from here to the very bottom of the page to being just around here or just above here so they fit in between these two areas here, and that we can take your current images and put them in here as pictures of the children. Now there's a couple of things that I want to say first. When I created these, I made it clear that I didn't want to be changing these images every few weeks or every few months, because the reason why we are moving or have moved towards this type of style where most of the images that come in, or all of the images that come in, end up in either the blog or the projects and activities area, is so that we are not support heavy with the number of schools that we now look after. So what I would want to make it very clear is, once these images were in here, if you wanted them updated, I would ask you to do most of the updating process. Now I do the updating process inside of PowerPoint, so you can see here we've got some of the images from Ensley Primary School, and if I just delete these off you can see that there is a frame of red lines around the slide itself. This is a PowerPoint slide set to a specific size and what we have to do is we have to input and insert the images onto this slide. So if I was to bring up the photos that you sent over and I was to begin to choose some images, so for example here's a nice one, I can put that one in there, and what I can do is, once I've clicked on that image, there's a format tab becomes highlighted. Click on the format tab and I need to do send to back, so that these lines are in front of the image. That shows me which part of this image is going to appear when I finally output this slide. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go to the picture border and choose a white border, and picture border again, and just increase the weight to being 1.5, and that gives you those nice lines around the edge so that the picture stands out against the other pictures. I'm also going to bring back up the images again, and I'm going to choose another image. Let me just see, let's choose one of, there's a nice one just there, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same thing again. I've clicked on this image, click on the format, click on the picture border colour and increase the weight to 1.5, and this time I'm going to just slightly angle that, and I'm going to send that to back. Choose the send backwards, send to back, and then I'm going to click on this one and send this one to back again so it sits behind the first one. And I'm going to slightly reduce this size here. I'm going to slightly reduce this size here, and I would slowly, so you've got this nice line that appears now between these two images, just like you get lines between these images here. And I would slowly build up, so I had perhaps 4 or so images on each one. And once I got those 4 images and I'd got all my different slides with all the different images on, I would then go to File and Save As. And rather than saving it as a PowerPoint slide, I would save it as a JPEG. And when I click Save, I would choose every slide, and that will output each of these slides as individual images, and then it's those individual images that would become the different images here on your page. But what I would want to do is I would want to send over to you a PowerPoint template with these different things as blank. I'll do the first couple for you, but I want you to be part of that process, so that if you want to in the future take more photographs and want to have that part of your front page updated, then the weight of doing that is not on myself, but it's something that you're in control of as a school, because our whole ideology towards school support is that we want to have schools to be as independent of us as possible, in charge, in control. So all you would do is do File, Save As, output them all as JPEGs, get the JPEGs across to me, and then for me it's just literally a 3-4 minute job to add those to this front page of your website. The actual time consuming part is finding out which image to put on which PowerPoint slide and how you want them arranging, and that will give you far more control over your site. So if you want to use those images in that way, just let me know. It will mean I'll have to work on every page on the website to update that page to the new assigned area here. So it will mean quite a bit of work for me initially. However, I'm willing to do that because you've obviously taken quite a bit of time out in order to get these images and wanted them to represent your school on the web. Okay, so let me know what you want to do.